perched high in the Colorado Rockies, surrounded by fog, forest, and silence, stands one of America's most mysterious hotels, the Stanley Hotel. It's a place where history and horror intertwine, where whispers echo through the hallways, and where a chance visit by author Stephen King inspired one of the most terrifying novels ever written, The Shining. But behind the legend, the Stanley Hotel is more than just a haunted destination. It's a real place with a fascinating history, one that blurs the line between myth and reality. So let's step inside and uncover the chilling secrets of the hotel that birthed one of the greatest horror stories of all time. A dream born from a nightmare. The story begins not with ghosts, but with genius. In 1903, Freeland Oscar Stanley, the inventor of the Stanley steamer automobile, arrived in Estes Park, Colorado. He was gravely ill with tuberculosis and given just months to live. But the crisp mountain air restored his health, so much so that he decided to build a grand hotel there, a monument to luxury and life itself. Construction began in 1907, and what emerged was breathtaking. A 142-room Georgian-style masterpiece filled with electricity, running water, telephones, and the finest furnishings. It was meant to attract the wealthy elite of the East Coast, a glamorous retreat in the heart of the wilderness. The night Stephen King checked in. Fast forward to 1974. Stephen King, then a struggling writer, was driving through Colorado with his wife, Tabitha. They stopped in Estes Park and decided to spend a night at the nearly empty Stanley Hotel, just before it closed for the season. That night, King wandered the long, empty halls. He dined alone in the grand dining room as recorded orchestra music echoed through the space. Later, he dreamed of his young son being chased through the hotel's corridors by a fire hose that had come to life. He woke in a sweat, lit a cigarette, and by the time it was finished, the idea for The Shining had been born. In his words, "I got up, lit a cigarette, sat in the chair looking out the window at the Rockies, and the bones of The Shining were all there." Haunted halls and ghostly guests. Even before King's visit, guests had reported eerie encounters. Room 217, where King stayed, is said to be haunted by the spirit of Elizabeth Wilson, a housekeeper who was nearly killed in a gas explosion in 1911. She supposedly still tidies up for guests, tucking them in and moving belongings neatly. In room 401, male guests often report feeling someone touch them while they sleep. Room 428 is known for footsteps and phantom shadows. And down in the concert hall, visitors claim to hear the laughter of Paul, a former maintenance worker who still checks on guests long after closing time. Staff often speak of pianos playing by themselves, lights flickering on command, and mysterious cold spots that appear out of nowhere. Some guests even say they've seen Freeland Stanley himself, forever wandering the hotel he built more than a century ago. Hollywood comes calling. After the release of The Shining in 1977, the Stanley became an icon of horror. Ironically, Stanley Kubrick's film adaptation wasn't shot there. It was filmed mostly in England, with exteriors modeled after other hotels. Yet the Stanley spirit remained inseparable from the story. In the 1990s, King returned to the Stanley to film his own TV miniseries adaptation of The Shining. This time, the real hotel became the overlook for millions of viewers, sealing its place in pop culture forever. Today, the Stanley leans into its ghostly fame. It offers nightly ghost tours, paranormal investigations, and even psychic fairs. Visitors can stay in spirited rooms, walk the same halls King once roamed, and maybe, just maybe, feel the presence of something unseen. So if you ever find yourself in Estes Park, take a drive up that winding mountain road and step inside the Stanley Hotel. Just don't wander the halls alone after midnight, especially near room 217. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the real-life story behind The Shining, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling mysteries and hidden histories from around the world.